Okay, in this video we're going to look at downfill vests that are suitable for desert racing. Desert conditions overnight can be pretty cold. During the day, if you're in a race, you could be running in temperatures of +30, +40, something like that, even warmer in some desert races. But at night time the temperature drops very, very quickly. This morning I've been reminded of it. We've got a blue sky. We had a cold night last night and I had to scrape the ice off the car this morning. And that's the sort of temperatures we're talking about. It drops down to sort of 4 degrees, something like that, typically in the MDS. And so it is very cold. Now a lot of people take a down sleeping bag, of course, and then a down jacket, and that's a really good way to go. But if you're trying to save even more weight, if you're really trying to cut weight, then a vest is a downfill vest is an option. It's a thought, because what you're doing is with a down vest you're insulating the core body temperature, and you've removed the sleeves from the garment. You've lightened it up, so you're not bothering with the arms. It's the core body that you're working on with insulation. It's quite a smart way, and it does reduce the weight. Let's have a look at the options that we've got, and at the end of the video I'm going to select one of the vests that I'd suggest is just right for desert racing. You could of course take something like this. This is the Minimus down vest. It's very popular. It's been used a lot in the UK, and in fact the Minimus has been used a great deal on the MDS. But we've gone lighter now. We've worked out ways to get even lighter equipment than the MDS, and so this would be perfect, but it would be considered a bit heavy now for a desert race. Let's have a look at the others. The Wafer Vest has been used a great deal in desert races. It's an absolutely superb piece of equipment. It's a K-series product. It's filled with 1000 fill power down, so it's at the very best down, and 10x fabric, 10 denier fabric, a very lightweight fabric. We've got lightweight zips and so on. So it's been designed as light as we can go. It's got a rating of about 0 degrees C, so that's pretty handy for deserts. It really covers those low temperatures and is very effective. So you're getting that area of the effective warmth you need in those sorts of temperatures for the weight and pack size that you're carrying. So the Wafer, it's a hip length garment. It comes onto the hips and it's got a drop tail hem. You can see that it's got these down-filled panels. It's stitched through construction to make it as light as possible. Those panels, we've got the stitch lines going this way to fill the chambers or panels with down. And then we've got stitch lines, vertical stitch lines. Well, those we call them tram lines because you can see they go down the back there. And those are there to stop the down drifting. It's to keep the down in place, because that down is holding the air that you've warmed up. It's the medium that holds on to the insulation, the air actually that's there. And so you don't want that down to move. You want it to be held in place. So that's why that construction is seen. It's different to something like the Minimus, which has more down in it, and it doesn't need that feature to hold the down in place. We've got waist level pockets, and those are insulated, so they're hand warmer pockets. By that I mean when you put your hands in, your hand goes underneath the down, so they're insulated, and because you're going inside the vest, you're going under the vest effectively, they're warm pockets. They're like a warmed up knit pocket really. So that's their most important feature, is their ability to warm the hands. Of course they're zipped. That allows you to stash gear in as well and for it not to fall out. We've got lycra on the hem to pull it in, lycra on the armholes, and we've got a high down-filled collar to bring it up round the neck and offer protection and warmth around the neck. And we've got a long, full-length, very lightweight YKK, high-quality but lightweight zip. So the whole vest here is designed to be packed down, get as maximum warmth we can get. The reason we use such light fabrics is twofold. One is to reduce the overall weight of the garment, and secondly to allow the down to loft. You can see how much loft there is on that down and it's because it's very high quality down, and it's also because the fabric is very light and it allows it to loft. If we used a heavier fabric, it would compress the down. So there's an attraction in using very, very lightweight fabrics, and of course it plays to our advantage. We're looking for maximum insulation for minimum weight. So that's the Wafer Vest, and it's a piece of equipment that's been really popular. It's been used on desert racing like the MDS regularly, but it's very popular in the UK as well. Now, after a few years having designed that, I wanted to look at trying to improve it. Along with the jacket, I designed the Wafer Ultima vest, and what we've done here is the key is always pack down size, weight to warmth performance, and how small can it be packed down, because it'd be probably carried more than it's used. So that element of how big is it in a stuff sack, how small can it be compressed, how small a space does it take in a rucksack, those are all key to the design. But I wanted to improve the wafer, so we went further, and this one now is the Wafer Ultima. It's first of all it's filled again with 1000 fill power down, of course, because it's the best. But in this vest here, we've just tried to push it a bit further. So we've used a lighter fabric still. We've used 7X, and you can see how much the down is lofting. You can see it. The fabric really lets that down loft, so you really get more insulation by doing that. We've altered the pattern quite a bit here. First of all, we lengthened it. We made it come further down the front to just try and get it a little bit warmer, a little bit more protective. And then on the same element, we decided to increase the length of the collar. So it comes up higher now. You can see that's quite a high down-filled collar. It comes up higher and it seals right under your chin, so it really closes it down and stops any cold air ingress in that area. Other than that, the actual basics are similar. We've got lycra on the bottom, lycra edging on the hem, lycra on the armholes, lightweight zips, so they're very long-term, good hard-wearing, but really lightweight YKK, good quality zips. And on this one, of course, the other thing we've done to reduce weight, we've put a half zip on it, so it's more like a pullover or a shirt type design. So it's a short zip, so we saved some of the weight from a full length, and now we have these hand warmer pockets still, but in this case it's a through pocket, so it's a hand warmer pocket still, so as soon as you put your hands underneath the down, you're getting insulation and the benefit of body warmth warming your hands. But in this case, you can actually put your hands all the way through. It goes all the way through like a kangaroo pocket in effect. And what that means is, if you've got cold hands, and we're used to this sort of technique of rubbing the hands to try and make them warm up, you can do that inside the pocket. You can actually rub your hands and get them warm. But now they're insulated, they're protected in a windproof bag, as it were, and they can be really effectively improved upon. A lot of people like that feature. When they try it on, they smile, because they just think, wow, that's really handy. So that's the Wafer Ultima vest. Now, what does that get us in weight? Well, the medium Wafer Vest is about 130 grams. This one is 115 grams. So not only is it a little bit improved in terms of performance, it's longer in the body, higher in the collar. So we've improved its warmth, we've also lightened it, so it's a double whammy really. It's just gone on to another level. So that's the Wafer Ultima. Now there is another one we could consider, and it's definitely a contender, and that's the Waferlite vest. This one is even lighter than those two, and it's designed at the sharp end. We can't go any lighter than this. It weighs around, the medium's around 77 grams, so it really is an incredibly light piece of kit, lighter than shirts and things like this. Really crazily light, unbelievable. It's down-filled, it's in 7X fabric, 7 denier fabric, windproof, downproof, very, very light. And the chambers here are filled with down, and you can see there's less down in this, so the chambers are narrower again, and we put vertical lines in to make cells or pockets. So now we've got pockets of down that are heated up with warmed air, and the insulation is held in place so it can't drift at all. You're keeping the air and the down in place. It's 1000 fill power down, of course. I'll just run through some of the features. It's got a very light edging on the armholes and just a little bit of elastication to close it. The bottom it's a drop tail hem again. You can see the back is slightly lower, so it comes onto your hips below the waist. Drop tail hem, and we just have a very basic hem and a little bit of light elastic on the sides there. That's a very, very lightweight way of making a hem. So everything about this is going light, so it's 77 grams. Now the typical operating temperature of this one is about 5 degrees. So you're in that area where for desert racing it's not bad. It's about bang on actually for what you're looking for, but it is extremely light. You can see it's kept absolutely to a minimum, and features are very, very minimum. In fact, the lack of features is what is its strength. It makes it so tiny, it packs down to a tiny little stuff sack. We've got no pockets on this one, so there's no hand warmer pockets. That's removed a lot of weight, hasn't it? So there's no hand warmer pockets, and the collar is much more modest. It's a fairly low down-filled collar, but it's at the actual limit of what's useful. So to get to that level, you've really got to strip it bare and make it. It's at the absolute sharp end of where we can go, but it is insulated. It does offer insulation. It's rated at 5 degrees C, so it's just about right actually, and it is windproof. That's one of the real points of insulated equipment. If you're making it if you can get total wind block, complete windproofing, then the air around you held next to your skin has a chance of warming up. If you can stop it moving, then it really warms up, and that's what down does. It stops the air moving around you. But the fact that it's down-filled and windproof makes it, makes it a very good piece of equipment. Excuse me. So, right, now we've had a look. We've got 3 vests there, in fact 4 if you can include the Minimus. Well, the Minimus is a good piece of kit, and it's been used a lot in desert races over the years. It's been used a heck of a lot. But we can go lighter now, so let's discard that one. Next, I'm going to go to the sharp end, and that's the Waferlite. It's unbelievably light, a real purist's piece of equipment. It's a possibility, but I'm going to take that one out of the equation for me. And it's between the 2 wafers. Well, you've got the Wafer Vest. It is a superb piece of equipment, and at 130 grams, it's absolutely superb. So that is a very strong contender for me if I was racing. But for me personally, if I was doing the race, that's the vest I would take, the Wafer Ultima. It's an exceptional weight, 115 grams approximately. It's got hand warmer pockets, which their purpose is to warm the hands, so it's useful to have those. If you don't have gloves, that's the place where you can really sort out your hands if they've chilled off. And it is the ultimate in terms of weight to warmth performance, and it's rated at 0 degrees, so it gives that area of comfort as well. It's proper warm for those desert nights and for the mornings where you're waiting, where you're sorting yourself out before you race. So for me, for a desert race, I would be taking, if I was running, I would choose the Wafer Ultima vest. All right, cheers.